Greetings, I am Herbert Erpaderp, and this is a quick video about the group build that has just finished over on my Discord server. Also the new one that is just starting. There's a link to said Discord server in the description. Now, as a disclaimer, I don't personally run the group build, that's handled by Top Bunk Productions. Also, the group build is not a competition and everybody is welcome to take part, in any scale, regardless of skill level. We do currently have a group build in progress which started on the 15th of September, which at the time of this video is a few days ago, and I will speak a bit more of that once we've had a look at the entries from the previous group build. Top Bunk was kind enough to compile these images for me so that I could make this video, so a big thanks goes to him. I appreciate his having saved me that little bit of effort. The topic of the previous group build was captured vehicles. I'm sure there was a more fancy title and description than that, but that's what it boiled down to. Vehicles captured and pressed into service by enemy forces. How about I stop rambling and we can check this stuff out. In no particular order we have Max Strike Eagle, who made this Daimler Dingo scout car. As you can see, this one has been captured by those dastardly Germans and their Africa Corps. You may remember seeing this one on Ask a Herbert Erpaderp. I think in that video I mentioned that I liked the chipping. I think it's pretty good. The whole model is quite good really. I'm uncertain as to the manufacturer or scale of this model, but maybe that's not so important as the end result, which is very good. Next up, Pax Britannica built this excellent KV-1. Again, this vehicle has been captured by the Germans, but this one has been given a white winter wash. Again, I'm not sure who makes this kit or what scale it is, but it kind of looks a bit like the Warlord KV-1 kit. But hey, I've been wrong once or twice before. Pax has managed to get a nice clean white coat on this model, and that's not always easy to do. I really like the base you've done for this one, it really adds a lot. The sign is a nice touch and those trees look like real pieces of tree. Very nice work. Now for something not captured by the Germans. Gentleman submitted this T-34. This one has been captured by the Finns. Judging by those stripes on the barrel, it's been doing a lot of killing too. This is looking really good, though it's not quite finished. There are no tracks, you see. It is an interesting model though, I mean, who doesn't like a good T-34? And you've painted it quite nicely. Eastern Union made this Matilda II that has been captured by the Italians. There's a flag hiding behind the tank, which is a nice touch, and it says Avanti on the side. This looks like it's been painted on in a hurry, and then the tank is brushed up against something while the paint was still wet, which I think is an interesting and cool effect. When I googled Avanti, one of the meanings I got was come in, and I think that's a pretty silly thing to paint on the side of a tank. Maybe the other meaning is what's intended here, that's forward, which makes a bit more sense. This is a really nice model. Marble made this M4A2 Sherman, captured by Germany. It looks like the Germans have gone and taken it through the muddiest fields they could find and gotten it absolutely filthy. It's also been shot. Someone's put a big hole in the front right of the hull, just missing the cross. I guess that was the Americans or Brits maybe who noticed the Krauts had stolen one of their tanks and decided to shoot at it. I guess that's kind of what happens in war, isn't it? I like that you've made some extras like the flags and wooden planks on the side of the hull yourself. Good work. Here's something that's not a tank. Sneaky Zaku made this Gundam Mark II, which has been captured by the AEUG. This doesn't really mean anything to me because I don't know about the Gundams, so I'm going to assume it's an acronym for Always Eat Ultra Goulash. I can't imagine what else it might stand for. This is a pretty nice looking giant Robo-Man, and I must admit that it didn't really occur to me that Gundams could be captured, but I guess they could, couldn't they? They're just giant robo-suits after all, aren't they? Either way, thank you for bringing something a bit different to the group build. As much as I love tanks and World War II stuff, it's also really cool to have variety. Excellent job. And finally, Shermanaholic made this M4 Sherman captured by those pesky Germans again. This is rather good, and I think the camo scheme is a bit more interesting than you normally see on Shermans. I guess the Germans thought the olive drab was a bit boring too. I do kind of wish there were a couple more angles to check this out at because it looks quite nice. Either way, very nice work. Okay, so that's all the entries in the previous group build. Let's talk about the new one. The topic is prototypes. There are no restrictions as to whether your entry is fictional or historical, but it does have to fit into one of two categories. Either solo prototype, which is to say vehicles that were only ever prototypes and never saw service en masse, or sole variant, which is a vehicle that is vastly different to its production counterparts. The Egyptian Sherman with the AMX-13 turret, for example. Paper Panzers are absolutely welcome in this group build, and of course they don't actually have to be Panzers. You can build anything as long as it's a prototype. You can build in any scale you want, and if you want to build a diorama, go ahead, but that is optional, not a requirement. Everybody is welcome to participate no matter your skill level, it's not a competition, so clearly there's no prize, but it is fun to build models anyway. This group build runs until November 15th, 2018, so if you're watching this from the future, I'm sorry you've missed out. But that does give us in the present just under 2 months, so if you're a slow builder like me, better get started. I don't normally take part in group builds, but this time I will be participating. I'm going to be building this 1/35th scale VK4502P. It'll be a bit of a sneak preview of a video there, I suppose, and I will be sharing my progress with patrons before the group build, but I will be sharing in the group build Discord channel, which is where you'll be able to see more information. Check the pinned messages at the top of the channel, and if they don't answer your questions, feel free to ask in that channel. Simple enough. At the end of the group build, all the pictures will be collected up and another video like this one will be made. Of course, if you'd prefer your entry not to be shown in the video, you can always opt out. Just make a note of it when you share the final picture. I think that's about it. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the group build channel. Farewell.